down, if time has sped up. And it was just like, this intersection of all of these feelings, and just to be there with everybody.
I let go of so much and gave it to him. And no amount of "I'm sorry" will ever undo it. Hurt people hurt people. Justin Baldoni just tore into Blake Lively after she allegedly tried to destroy his reputation with manipulative lies and baseless accusations. This isn't going to end well for her. He made it clear he is a man of dignity. Someone who won't sit back and let women like Blake play petty Hollywood games to ruin innocent men. The idea of her being a victim is absurd. Justin finally opened up about how exhausted he has been after a year of emotional stress dealing with her attacks. Blake really thought she could pull an Amber Heard 2.0. Assuming she could destroy Justin Baldoni's career by throwing out bogus harassment allegations, expecting Hollywood to blindly take her side just because she's Blake Lively. She came across as a high-maintenance diva and bully, strutting in as if Justin would fold under pressure and hand her the victory on a silver platter. $250 million, the amount she sued him for, convinced she could silence him and cast herself as a helpless victim. But she massively miscalculated. Justin's holidays were ruined, and his career was under threat. Yet he didn't just fight back, he flipped the script, countersuing for $400 million and instantly turning the tables. Blake went from attacker to scrambling in full-on damage control mode. Justin is now suing his former co-star and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, seeking more than $400 million in damages, accusing them of defamation and extortion. And it's not working. Hollywood, the public, and even the media that once fawned over her are seeing through the lies. The illusion is crumbling, and she's desperately trying to hold on to whatever scraps of credibility remain. Justin himself admitted he's exhausted, having had no time to heal after an intense year. Meanwhile, this is just the beginning of her downfall. Her career is crashing, her finances are in jeopardy, and her reputation might be beyond saving. Justin is making sure she never recovers. Blake thought she had power and could control the narrative, but stepping into that courtroom hit her like a truck. She wasn't ready for what was coming. Facing a 90-minute hearing with reality staring her in the face, Blake Lively wasn't ready for Justin Baldoni to completely obliterate her lawsuit in just 90 minutes. 90 minutes was all it took for her case to start crumbling like stale Hollywood popcorn. Justin denied the sexual harassment claims and only went along with her demands on set because she was such a high-maintenance diva, bending over backward just to keep the film on track. She thought she had the upper hand, but she walked into the courtroom completely unarmed, facing a legal team that wasn't there to play games. Within an hour and a half, every motion her team filed was denied, one after another, like a brutal slap in the face. Her desperate attempt to gag Justin's legal team was shut down as well, with the judge laughing her out of the room and refusing to grant the order, giving Justin's attorney free rein to expose every lie she told. Her legal team was shredded, looking like clueless interns, with no counter-arguments or defense as Brian Fredman dismantled the case like a terrible movie script. Blake thought her Hollywood status would save her. That influence could bend the court to her will, but instead, she was publicly humiliated in front of the judge, the media, and everyone watching. This wasn't surprising to anyone paying attention. Blake has been on a power trip for years, overstepping her bounds and failing miserably. She tried to hijack Justin's movie Ends With Us, a project he spent 5 years developing, forcing script rewrites, demanding director-level decisions, and even insisting on final cut approval, effectively sidelining him from his own film. She went as far as banning him from properly attending the movie premiere, forcing him to stay in a basement while she acted like Hollywood royalty. She turned a serious film about domestic abuse into a glorified PR stunt for her haircare brand and Ryan Reynolds' gin company, hijacking the message entirely for personal gain. Justin endured a year of emotional stress while she tried to steamroll the production. But by the time it reached the courtroom, reality hit her hard. She thought she could take him down, but Justin turned the tables completely, exposing her lies, undermining her control, and demonstrating that she wanted all the power without any of the responsibility. The public isn't buying her act anymore. Hollywood isn't buying it, and the judge certainly isn't. She aimed to destroy Justin Baldoni, but instead, he's the one dismantling her empire, leaving her career, reputation, and influence in jeopardy with seemingly no chance of
As much as I can try to see the world as a woman, I never will be able to. And I know what I don't know. So early on, we brought on an intimacy.
Blake Lively really thought she could play the innocent victim and get away with it, assuming Hollywood would blindly believe her sob story just because of her A-list name. But she left behind a trail of receipts, and Justin Baldoni has them all. He's methodically providing evidence, showing full context, including leaked text messages and emails that completely destroy every claim Blake has made. She stood in court crying about feeling uncomfortable around him, portraying herself as a poor actress trapped in a toxic work environment. Yet her own messages show she invited him to her trailer multiple times, joked with him, praised working together, and even called him a ballbuster in a playful manner, directly contradicting her harassment claims. Justin's 179-page lawsuit is packed with this evidence, dismantling every accusation she made and exposing her as a liar, manipulator, and fraud. She built her case on lies, thinking Hollywood would protect her simply because of her status. But Hollywood loves receipts and the receipts say otherwise. Meanwhile, Ryan Reynolds, supposed to defend Blake, spectacularly backfired. He assumed his A-list charm and Deadpool humor would shield them from scrutiny, but instead, he mocked the lawsuit on SNL, turning a serious accusation into a joke and making the claims look even faker. The public immediately noticed, with fans questioning why he treated allegations of sexual harassment as a comedy skit. Social media erupted, and Hollywood brands that once lined up to work with him began reconsidering their associations. Justin's careful documentation and Blake and Ryan's public missteps have exposed a massive PR disaster, putting not only Blake's credibility but also Ryan's business empire at risk, leaving them both scrambling to recover from the fallout. Ryan Reynolds' attempt to play the funny Deadpool self while mocking Blake Lively's lawsuit has backfired spectacularly. While he might see it as irony or humor, the truth is his public image and his wealth tied to brand deals like Aviation Gin, Mint Mobile, Rex, and MFC is rapidly unraveling. Saturday Night Live inadvertently became part of the problem by giving him a platform to turn a serious legal case into a joke, damaging his credibility and leaving former fans questioning his judgment. He knows how Hollywood turns on celebrities, having seen the downfalls of Amber Heard, Kevin Spacey, and others, and now his name is attached to one of the most embarrassing scandals in years. Sources are whispering that Ryan might abandon Blake to save himself. Why go down with a sinking ship when self-preservation can still save a career? Meanwhile, Blake Lively's fan base is crumbling alongside her lawsuit. The internet is actively dissecting her case, exposing contradictions, and boycotting her projects. The New York Times and social media are amplifying every misstep, making it impossible to spin a sympathetic narrative, and even her former supporters, like Colleen Hoover, who personally chose Blake to star in it, ends with us, have scrubbed her from social media, signaling that Hollywood has turned its back on her. Blake, once considered one of Hollywood's golden girls, is now being compared to Amber Heard, losing influence, credibility, and allies. TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube are full of analysis exposing her lies, showing that her carefully constructed image is collapsing. Her attempts to control the narrative, rely on her A-list status, or lean on Ryan for backup have all failed. Hollywood and the public are making it clear, loyalty and fame only go so far, and right now, both Blake and Ryan are paying the price for miscalculations, hubris, and public humiliation. Blake Lively really thought she could manipulate her way through the lawsuit, smear Justin Baldoni, and walk away unscathed. But reality has hit her like a freight train. She burned every bridge she had in Hollywood, and now nobody is reaching out to catch her. With a net worth of only $50 million, she's staring at a $400 million financial nightmare with no way to escape. And Ryan Reynolds can't bail her out. His $350 million is tied up in investments like Aviation Gin, Mint Mobile, Rex, and MFC, and he can't pull that money out overnight. Public perception has turned sharply against them, seeing both Blake and Ryan as narcissistic and out of touch, while Justin's counter-lawsuit threatens to wipe out their entire empire. Hollywood will not save them. Studios won't risk millions on someone who's been caught fabricating allegations, manipulating the press, and trying to destroy a man's career. Social media and the public have been merciless, dissecting every contradiction and lie, and even former allies like Colleen Hoover have abandoned her. Comparisons to Amber Heard are inevitable. Actors exposed as liars in court face blacklisting, public humiliation, and career exile. And Blake is now on that same trajectory. The friends and co-stars she likely expected to defend her have gone silent, including Scarlett Johansson, leaving her completely isolated. She thought her fame, influence, and Hollywood connections would protect her, but they've crumbled, leaving her reputation, career, and finances in ruins as Justin Baldoni systematically exposes the truth. Taylor Swift hasn't said a word. None of Blake Lively's past A-list co-stars have come to her defense. Nobody is stepping in now. Blake thought she could blame all her negative press on Justin Baldoni, that he was weak and she could come out unscathed with Ryan Reynolds at her side. But the reality is brutal. Even the New York Times, which once supported her narrative, is quietly backing away, unwilling to go down with her. Not a single actress has publicly stood by her. Not her Gossip Girl castmate. Not her A Simple Favor co-stars like Anna Kendrick. Nobody. Colleen Hoover, who personally handpicked Blake for It Ends With Us, has scrubbed all mentions of her from social media. Hollywood is actively erasing her in real time. And it's not subtle. Blake walked into this lawsuit thinking she could crush Justin, silence him, and portray herself as the victim. But instead, he's systematically dismantling her career. She is now on the verge of financial ruin. If she loses, she won't just lose money. She could be completely financially obliterated. With no studio willing to touch her, her reputation destroyed, and even her fans turning against her. Her lawsuit has backfired so badly that she may end up owing Justin millions more in damages.